Welcome back to the self-made Mega Farm. We're tedding some grass over into hay right now. We have to use the 400 because of the way the PTO is set up on this. So, unfortunately, our other piece of equipment over there with the baler does not align with that, which wasn't the greatest. Now, I did leave windrows on, and now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should have let the mower just kind of throw it out and then use the tedder to go over it all anyway. So we'll see how it works out with our merger, but I think it should all be alright. I think. I hope. But yeah, so around that, we sold some more lumber and prefab. So that is going well for us. We're back up to just under 70,000 in the bank. And this is actually going to cover these two headlands. But now I just realized we're going to be taking off headlands from the other stuff as well. Because I think I have this set up for two headlands as well. We do have a couple more trees we can take out this winter, I think, in here. And kind of get this a little more squared up. I think Pleasant View Farms will be pretty happy once it's squared up. But I think we might have to buy a slightly smaller tractor in the future. And I kind of want to look at what that tedder runs at. Oh, as I go into the windrows here. So that only runs at 100 horsepower. So yeah, 3.9 tons. So not bad at all. I mean, we could have switched to that, but I'm fine running the larger tedder. Didn't want to hook the 9RX up to it, which would have been the other option. With our three tractors being what they are, it's kind of where we're at. With that said, though, I do think we have some fertilization we need to do. Yeah, those two fields. So I think what I could do right now, this is going to be running for a while. I brought the baler down here, and we're not going to need it for a while, so I don't really know why I did that, to be honest. But let's refill this over here. There we go. Wasn't picking it up. But I think we should spread some fertilizer on those fields and get that all covered. Ideally, we probably should have put slurry down first, and then the next run of fertilizer that when we planted would have taken care of everything else. But we did not do that, and now we have to drive over the crop a little bit. But like I said, destruction's off because for some reason you can't have row crop tires on the Brado, which I just don't understand that. I feel like that's always been a base game option. Hopefully that's an update maybe they'll put out when precision farming comes along. I know they're trying to really push the tram lines, but even then I think you still kind of need to have the row crop option, right? And I don't think anybody has actually made a row crop option mod for it yet, so kind of keep our eyes out for that. We're gonna actually probably needing all the fertilizer that's in there. It's too bad I can't drive it right in there. There we go, got the Brado King. Got the good old horseplay line showing up. Looks like there's stuff in there still. I'm like pretty sure I cleaned that out. Let's jump in here. A little too fast on the turnabout there. We will need need all of these, I am sure. Going a little fast with this thing. I really like this thing and using the joystick. It's kind of fun. Getting pretty good with it. Been using one on a multiplayer server as well, so shouldn't take us too long to get this filled up. Then we'll have to go to the store and purchase more because I still have not come up with a better solution yet. Part of me wants to get, instead of solid fertilizer, I feel like maybe commodity, solid fertilizer and alarm. Oh, I got hooked in there. Yeah, I'm hooked in there. But that's my thought, is get a commodity barn. And then you can kind of put the solid fertilizer and lime. Also still need to go through and change the textures of the lime. That's what I need to do. I just like that brown or yellow. I don't like that snow white kind of looking lime. You just kind of wait for like the patches to ease up though with Farm Sim, and they really haven't. Did I hit any of those pallets? I did not. We're good to go. Whoa. Got hung up on the toolbox there. As I was saying, I was getting good with this. Here I am smashing it. So that will empty the fertilizer out of there for us. Let's not keep hitting this, please. Hoping nobody got nauseous there watching that. Thing does well though. It's designed for the small stuff like this. We'll get this loaded. Like I said, we'll maybe we'll have enough. That's all that was in that one, was 10 liters. Good. Good to know. We'll start on this short field here because the rest of it will have to go back into the larger field, which definitely will take more than just one of these. So there we go. 3,000 liters, probably not going to be enough. We're going to give it a go though. We'll see how far we get and then we'll go top off. Let's get, we don't need the tether track on there, being that did not work anyway. Alright, so 24 meters, get 2 headlands. First waypoint, and we're going. I have a feeling this will burn through pretty quick on this. Just making sure that's our beans. Looks like they're growing a lot tighter for some reason. In row spacing. So let's get 12 minutes, but let's go down and big bag pallets. So let's buy, we know we're gonna need two orders of fertilizer. Probably. $30,000 gone right there. 32 grand. In the end, I think. We'll need to bring some back anyways, but yeah, it's always unfortunate when you see that amount of money go. I mean, we probably could have got out here with slurry. I just know I'm going to have to put a bunch down in the hayfield, and that will probably take up all the slurry we have. So we'll use fertilizer to try to get the max yield on this. Is the goal, be 100%. I hope. It'd be nice if what we have in here actually gets this field and we don't have to drive, refill, then come back. I would like to avoid that if possible. We'll see. We've gone through about 2% on one pass, so maybe we do. Maybe we get by. The 2 headlands would probably be, let's say, at the end, he's still got to make a full pass. So he burns through, 4, so 8% to do the outsides, and then probably another 8% on the inside. So it should be enough. We might get lucky here. The other thing I noticed is this is almost like Giant's multi-terrain angle starting to come to life here, even though it's not if you look at the plant lines, but it's just them kind of having that row crop feel in a way. So hats off to them for that. I don't think they get enough credit on the little things that they've improved on. I think this is something that, definitely you had to bring into the game once you brought in all the deformation and everything else. So yeah, it made one headland at 3.5% is what we'll call that. So that's not bad. That's not bad, folks. We might be able to do this whole field, which will be good, because I would prefer not to have to keep buying more fertilizer right now. I'll jump over. Guess we go through all of them. So he's on the second headland. He's not really turning up much other than that. That's the catch of the windrows. I was hoping he'd be able to, crank out a little more speed than this. I'll have to make sure the baler has the wrapper off as well. I noticed recently updated the GPU drivers again, and now we're getting that change where it's not picking up some of the windrows out in the distance. So I have to go in there and make sure we touch that up in the numbers. Like being able to have that larger line of sight. When you come up here, I don't know if you really see it. I guess we have a little bit of circle of death. But we're kind of maxed out right there. Which I thought I could go further up. We used to be able to go further up, I thought. Could be wrong. So he's still got 48 minutes of work to do here, unfortunately. Like I said, I wish he was driving quicker. I mean, we could technically put the 9RX on the merger now that he's almost done 2 headlands. I just don't want the merger to get ahead of it. That's my only worry here. I mean, the merger's half the size. So if I put the merger on 3 headlands, which we really don't need to do, we only need 2. He should be within that. So we might actually do that. So he's at 16%. So he's still trucking along. Get 8 minutes there. Really don't want to put this on the merger, but we're going to do it. Just to get things rolling. It's nice and early. Looks like we're getting a good hay state already with how dark it is. And we can kind of move things forward. Got to figure out some new stuff to add over here once we get some money. Support the town growth in the industrial park. Right now we got the oil mill and the dairy. That's it. But I think we can get a nice little grain mill, maybe a corn mill operation. Probably should get some security fencing put up over here as well at some point. So yeah, naturally it puts it all around the merger. It's alright, we'll be able to drive right in between that with the burrito and refill. This is, they're saying 9.1. I like to bring it down a little bit. Workflow. Where is the merging option? Because I want it to all be in the center. Mode is middle. So if I want control Y, push it to one side like so. Push it to the other side. That's nice. That would push it to both outsides. We're fine with the middle though. And let's clear our previous course here. And then let's get this one set up to run 2 headlands. Start with the headland. So that's 34 meters. Once he does 2 passes on the inside, we should be fine. Because then they should be working, you know, that 9R should never catch the 400. So actually, let's save that under mowing. Field 14, merger, 9 meter. Forgot to put the size on the other ones. Oh well, be alright. So I like that they brought the Anderson merger into this game. I actually think somebody in FS25 had brought it originally, but it was one of those things that, to me, it did make sense why they were kind of skipping out on that. So we should be good there. I'd say he's far enough ahead. And now we let this run. Unfortunately, we won't be able to do any baling until our fertilizing is done. See how bad that looks when that graphic circle changes it? I don't like that, and I'm starting to wonder if this is what some people have started mentioning that they're having issues with. I'll have to go and change the LODs and try to get a better distance, because like I said, I just don't like that it looks like the field's like lumped. So he'll stay right on essentially what that mower was, which is fine. And I guess, you know, not having it spaced out a lot will help. I'm gonna jump out here and see if it tells me it's hay. See, I miss the days, and maybe I have to add another mod, but I miss the days where you could look and see, okay, it's hay and it's at, you know, 70% dry. I get Thunder has mods for it, but it's one of these things like, okay, so it's harvested, right? Now show me what's harvested. That's going. Like I said, he's far enough ahead now. We shouldn't have any problem there. He's going to be covering 2 windrows to every one. Well, 3 to every one that. To every 2. Yeah, that makes sense. 3 to every 2 that the merger does. And we are at 13%, and we are almost done with the fertilizing on this soybean field, which I'm shocked it needs needs any, to be honest with you, because we used up quite a bit during planting, which is kind of interesting because it's soybeans. So I'm ready for precision farming. Let me know down in the comments if you're ready for precision farming. I know I've asked this before, but it's definitely something I would like to see come back, because it's just one of those things you're like, okay, bring it back now. Like, make a game feel more realistic. And precision farming, I know there was parts of it that frustrating to some people, but I thought it did a good job of doing that. So we must have one or two more passes. One more pass. And what I might do is go fill this up, and then we might jump right on the baler if that hay looks like it's good. I don't think weather-wise. Where are we at? 57, 58 degrees, 59, 59. I don't see any rain in the forecast, so technically we can go do the fertilizer if we wanted to. Just the way that's kind of working. But like I said, we'll go fill this up with fertilizer because we know we're going to need it. I just know it's going to probably, at 11 miles per hour, it's probably going to take an hour and a half to fertilize that field. One of the things I want to keep an eye out on in the future is we might need a sprayer. I think it fits better. And I might even, with a sprayer, I might turn crop destruction back on. Just because then, you know, it brings that aspect back. It's one of the things that's kind of annoyed me with this is, I know it's not really worth changing tires and doing things because of... I always hit that switch on the dashboard. Done that so many times, and I almost should just disable that switch and move it. But when I'm using the joystick, it's kind of nice to be able to just use the dashboard and not go back over to the keyboard. Like I said, we're done there, which is good. And I think, I don't know, do I let them get ahead with the merger and the tedder? They're kind of running on top of each other, which, you know, it would never be that dry that quick. But like I said, in Farm Sim logic right now, it kind of, you just flow it. So we'll refill fertilizer. And then maybe we even start that one. And just save the course. We're getting auto open here. Question is, which side does it take you from? That side. Take it from both sides. Naturally it would. And it would take from different rows as well. You would go one after another and just kind of pick a pattern. Doing a little bit better on that side. I mean, we should use up most of these to fill this, so I'm not too worried. And now we're working the other row. Never ends. It's gonna leave one of these stranded. Maybe not. Oh, it did. Oh, it did. How cruel is that? How cruel. So we really don't have anything. That's the other thing. We don't have any free implements right now. So I'm going to let the merger run for a while. We're going to head down. We're going to get the fertilizer going. Then we'll jump back in while this is running over there and probably see the tether and merger if everything's running smooth with them still. But yeah, really until we free up the 400, we won't be able to collect bales anyway, so I don't want to get too far ahead with hay bales and just have them kind of sitting out. So I think our best bet on this is to run the bridle on this soybean field. I mean, this John Deere's got a lot, like, I just realized it's at 80 hours already. I was gonna say, it's got a lot of work. We use it for spreading, a lot of just equipment. I'm actually shocked that the repair side of it doesn't go down quicker. Or you know what? So it's actually the bridle. It's not the work hours in the bridle, but it's picking up the bridle. We want to get rid of that previous course we had, and we want to run the new one. And yeah, we can do that, and then we'll call that. So let's get this in here. What we're gonna do is field 12, where 24 meter. We're gonna throw that right in the manure one. Probably start putting the slurry ones in there as well. 43 minutes. That's actually not as bad as I thought it would be, and he covers that initial row headland on the outside too, which is nice. He'll be doing another one inside that. We'll kind of let him go. We'll definitely have to go back and probably grab more fertilizer from the last 4 totes we have there, so that's where I kind of see that going. The merger is running. Again, it's hard to do these fields when you kind of get, like, it takes away from the game when stuff's just like disappearing right there and you can't see the windrows anymore, or they look all botchy. Definitely something I hope Giants is fixing with patch 1.7, which they said is on the way soon. So my next question is, that's going to have the next patch updates in it, and that's also expected, I believe, to have a pre-precision farming. Now, at the time of this episode, because this will be like 4 or 5, probably 2 weeks out from rumor of it, or Giants kind of putting out that they'll be putting out patch 1.7 soon, I guess. Because, yeah, it's April 8th. So it puts it in perspective. So I'm hoping by the time this is out, they've already come out with a patch. Hopefully it's a good patch. But I'm hoping they get to a point where the game is stable and they don't have to keep patching it all the time, because, like I said, you have to constantly go in and change settings and reset settings to get them back to where you want. And each time the settings have to be tweaked even more. So that's my little rant frustration with it. And I know this is track, but it's quite the little shake it's got going on backing up. Come on, AI, figure it out. Okay, right now you're already too deep. Don't know if my baler will get that, but we'll see. So now he should start working those top rows. And he's down to 30 minutes, so he's cruising right along as well. Like I say, he'll get 2 rows on this one. Next time around, he'll get 1, go back to 2. Not the prettiest lineup, but it works. I mean, in theory, if I was doing this manually, I'd be doing 2, 2, 2, 2. But the way AI aligned it on course play, that's where it put us. I mean, he could move over a little bit, and make it work. But I think, yeah, I think we're going to call it an episode here. This is the fun hay side of it. Maybe we'll start the next episode with some baling or bale collection. And then we'll jump into June, which, hold on, folks. It should be ready. We should be barley harvesting in June. So maybe we'll start with a little bale work there, collecting those hay bales, and then we'll jump the next month and get into the barley. Other than that, I think we're in a pretty good spot. You know, you got 150 head. We got, you know, in 4 more months we've got, so what's that? It's May right now, so September we'll see 50 more calves, give or take. I love to see that, putting us at 200, and they're still going to have, you know, this is their first calving, so that's going to be good. They can be around for a while, essentially. We just have to, you know, keep an eye on the numbers, because remember, these ones right now are going through puberty, but the next time we go to have calves, they're going to start being in a position to calve as well. So it'll get things moving along. The dairy, like I said, I left cheese on. That's all. We're going to start making cheese because cheese is a good price and cheese seems to make more faster. So we've gone to that route now. Sunflowers, we could probably run over a truck. I'm going to let that get down to probably 30,000, 35,000. Then run the truck over. Yeah, that should be good. When it gets down to about 30, we'll be good, because that'll be 60,000 to throw in there. So we'll do that. Obviously, we could get, you know, 100-something thousand for what we have for sunflower right now, but I want to push the limits of the sunflower oil and get that up there and cover what we're not going to make in beans this year, because if you look down here, soybeans, in the end, if we sell them for top price, we're getting only 53 grand. That's tough to say, because we've made about 250 to 300 grand on it the last 2 summers. So, different approach. We're going to navigate it. It's going to work out. Going to do well. We're also, I think, going to up. We need to get TMR going. That's one of the things we got to sort out as well. Like I said, I want to buy a couple other pieces of equipment. I feel it puts us in a good place, but we do need to get a mixer with TMR. That's why we're doing the hay bales now. So that might have to be our next purchase, even though I have my eye on maybe a 4th tractor. Just at the price it could be was my only kind of gripe. But yeah. You guys let me know down in the comments what we should actually buy next. If you've been watching this series, let me know what we should buy for the next piece of equipment, or what our goal should be for the next piece of equipment. And yeah, thanks for sharing the content. Thanks for supporting the channel. You guys have been awesome. Till next time, Farmer Taz out.